Okay, if you're just now joining us, we still have a tornado warning in effect for the New River Valley. That's in effect for Wythe County and also in effect for Tazewell County. New special weather statements in effect cover much of Montgomery County, Floyd County, and Pulaski County as well, with another intensifying very rapidly area of thunderstorms. We do have a bit of a hook out there, but first I wanted to go over if you are in the Wythe County and Bland, Tazewell County areas, you need to be in the centermost part of your home. Do it right now. Do not wait on this tornado. It could be wrapped in rain and you may not have enough time if you wait on it. I know it's your instinct to do so. Put the cell phone down. Don't bother trying to record it. Get to a middle room under a stair or stairway, or a windowless room on the lowest floor. Avoid those bedrooms on the edge or attics. You don't want to be in there, but if you can, get into a basement. All right, so get inside. If you can't get into a home, you need to be in a ditch and cover up. Take your helmet, some pillows, a mattress, and get down. Crouch like you see at the very bottom of your screen. So we do have that tornado warning in effect. This is the Storm Prediction Center and overlaid the damaging wind potential that we have with our ThreatNet technology. You can see that one line of storms moving through this morning. The second line is what's moving through right now, and you can see a very high threat of damaging wind and tornadoes. They are combined for you in the yellow and in the red vicinity. Right now, the NRV has the strongest threat right now with that obvious tornado warning. So let's go over it for you here. There you see numerous systems, numerous cells south of Radford, south of Christiansburg, but approaching the Floyd County area. In fact, my damaging wind potential here is showing some moderate levels of damaging wind. That is a concern. So we may see a warning issued very soon for that area, at least a severe thunderstorm warning, but I'm looking at a fair amount of wind shear being picked up by the radar even in that area, and these are really starting to ramp up very carefully here. So there's a time there on your screen. You see it updating there. That's right along Route 8 heading out of Floyd County. Trying to get the scale there up for you. But I'm really concerned about southern Montgomery County. That's the river there, near Route 8 in the Floyd County. And this is moving, basically, it's going to follow the river in the Floyd, especially if it starts to turn. There's no warning for this yet. There's just a special weather statement, but I'm looking at a 3 out of a 10 chance for this to be a tornado using the algorithm that I'm using. Now, where we do have the official warning, we're looking at a very similar looking structure to this storm. It's a 4 out of a 10, a BTI, 80% chance of hail with that. That's moving to the southeast. Let's see, southeast at 26 miles per hour. It's going to be nearing the Wytheville area. The Barron arrow is probably too far north. It probably needs to go a little farther south. These systems, these supercells will turn to the south as they continue to evolve and ingest the circulation. We can filter out the radar and just show you what's being picked up in terms of where severe weather is. And right now it's just picking up half-inch hail to some very high rainfall rates between 2 and 5 inches an hour, up to an inch and a half of hail, though, in the storm that I was worried about moving into central and northern Floyd County on Route 8. This activity continues to kind of build toward Wytheville. It's both moving in and it is also developing overhead now that we're getting into the heating of the day here at 3:40. We've also got some strong wind upstream. 58 to 60 mile per hour wind is nothing to sneeze at there into eastern Kentucky with these storms that are dropping on through. I think everything will be done um, by 6 or 7 o'clock, but we're going to have a real testing time here coming up. The polygon that you see blinking is the tornado warning in effect. Again, that's for Tazewell County, south of 460, heading into Wythe County, north of Rural Retreat, including Rural Retreat, and then up to about Wytheville. Watch out around Wytheville because that's probably going to get extended. Already got a few flooding reports there and special weather statements and severe thunderstorm warnings in the white and the orange areas. So using our future track here, we'll put the New River Valley under the gun right now, and then we'll advance this 2 hours. So through 4:30, that cell that was in West Virginia, nearing the Fincastle area perhaps, and if it rotates, we'd get another tornado warning. Any one of these cells could produce a tornado this evening. So we're advancing it now through about 5:35, and you can see now by 5:35 the mountains do start to clear out some, but that's again 2 hours away. Our attention by 5:35 will start to shift toward Galax and Martinsville and Danville and Rocky Mount in the next hour and a half to 2 hours or so. So I just kind of want to get your head in the game here as we head past halftime and head toward the third and fourth quarter. If you don't mind me using a little bit of football terminology here, we're going to start to see the second half of this event progress east of the mountains and possibly into Lynchburg, possibly also out of the Stanton area going into Nelson County and Amherst County by 5:35, also Martinsville and Danville if you're watching on Star News. Flooded roadways are still a concern. My main threat is the wind, and our damaging wind algorithm here showing us a high moderate. So I know that sounds kind of weird, but the lighter greens are where we're borderline between moderate and strong damage occurring right now in Bland County, or what could be occurring in Bland County. That's on Highway 52, State Highway 42, moving along 52. And again, included in the polygon would be the Rural Retreat area. There's a flash flood warning in effect for that area as well, so some high water there, probably receding now from the morning. But you in Wytheville may get another warning here extended. Your phones may go off, and again, if that happens, go ahead and get to shelter. Putting everything into motion, you can see how the damaging wind was with us this morning, mainly in the mountains, and then erupted into the afternoon hours. Still a bit breezy and very warm outside, 84 degrees in Roanoke. Roanoke has yet to see anything. Roanoke, our luck could run out within the hour to hour and a half. This is the velocity signature here. This is Bland County. Still a very decent looking area of rotation from the Floyd County radar between Tazewell and Bland. That tornado warning, again, we'll pop it up for you on the screen until 3:45 p.m. for another minute or so. Bland will retreat. Suitor. It'll be interesting to see if this gets reissued or expanded. I can tell you the environment, we just looked at it a second ago. The environment through here is still pretty high. This is the Wytheville area. This is where we're seeing the warnings right now, depending on which tornadic variable you use. This particular one is called the tornadic tilting and stretching parameter. It's the ability to get an ice skater-like column of air to enhance and concentrate a spin. And that's right near the border of Virginia, West Virginia, into the New River Valley. And again, wind shear of 50 knots is something we'd see impressive for the spring. It gets up to 60 knots. By that time, by around 4 hours, it's south into North Carolina. But for you folks in Winston-Salem, you're going to want to watch out here. heading into the evening hours, later in the evening. I think for right now, the tornado warning was allowed to go ahead and ex exit. Well, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 4:45 for that cell I've been telling you about through Floyd County. So I'm going to get rid of my tornado warning, and I'm going to call it a tornado threat. Could have had this set up earlier, but I have ADHD and I can't treat it. So the reason I can't treat it is because I have to stay coherent, as coherent as possible. So we'll call it a severe weather alert. And as we get more information, if the warning comes back out, let you know. I feel like it will. So I feel like I'm going to be updating that though. But you folks in Floyd, Route 8, take cover. Pulaski, take cover. There's a lot of lightning all of a sudden around Pulaski. That storm's moving to the south and to the east. This is the Storm Prediction Center outlook that improved Eastern Virginia today, but put that 5% threshold, which is pretty significant for us. All across the Roanoke Valley area, you folks in the Brown from Lynchburg, the Roanoke still are under the gun for possible tornadic activity. We'll pop the radar on top of that so you can kind of see it. And we'll put our storm tracks on. And I'm going to dim this a little bit. There's a nice static map there so you can kind of get an idea. I know sometimes I zoom in pinch and go all across the gamut with my tools. I have to do that to give you the very latest information, the best information. But just to show you kind of a plain map sometimes is also helpful. Bit of a hook still showing up just crossing into Craig County. Do you see it? There's a brand new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Craig County. And again, threat net picking up on damaging wind potential here in these orange arrows moving quickly to the southeast. If we also put that one into Floyd, we can put that in Martinsville and Danville here pretty soon. So things coming to a crescendo here pretty soon. High cloud tops pushing out of that 84, 85 degree air. And again, you could see the wind shear today. You knew if there were going to be sunshine. Anytime you get a right angle to the wind coming in out of the southwest, wind coming in out of the northwest, aloft, just above that, that's called streamwise vorticity. It means the updraft is already spinning. It doesn't need any extra help, doesn't need any kind of other parameter to try to nudge it along. It's already doing its thing in terms of spinning into a supercell. Two discrete updrafts, one north of Floyd, another one right along what's at the New River into the Little River area of Floyd County, just to the south of Claytor Lake in Pulaski County. That one is moving off to the south and to the east at 59 miles per hour. That may be a bit fast considering I think it's picked up the new cells, what's happening. But either way, this is a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect that now includes Floyd into Franklin County for you folks into northern Patrick County for these two cells. Beginning to see a bit of a hook. And again, this one may take over. But still watching the one upstream, it's nearing you in the Roanoke Valley area. Roanoke by 5:08 could be in line for this storm. So there are 2, 3, 4 storms really watching us. One coming out of Craig County, about to move across 311 in Catawba. You need to take shelter now. Prepare for possible wind damage, tornadoes, and hail. Also in the Wytheville, same story for you. Watch for flash flooding as well. Redeveloping. Galax, Hillsville, Stewart, Floyd, all need to take cover. Blacksburg, it's all around you right now. Will be interesting to see what this stuff upstream in Bluefield and Princeton does, but still under the gun for most areas right now. And again, if you've been kind of relaxing around Southside, it's about to go crazy here over the next 60 to 90 minutes. These are starting to hook. I don't even need the velocity signatures to look at that. I can see a bit of a curl happening with some of these storms here. All right. Here's the warning for Franklin County. We put again, two cells that north of Smart and Pizarro near 221, very close to Terry's Fork in the radar. That one's going to track just to the southwest of Ferrum, probably going to hit Ferrum right on the chin here. It's moving east-southeast at 40. There's the path of that possible severe storm. If it moves out of the polygon, it'll probably hold together. There's a little less wind shear out across south side. I don't know. It's catching up fast. I think it's going to hold together. Ferrum to Oak Level and Henry, you need to watch out too around the Philpott Lake area. And then you've got this other system, other cell. We'll put a track on that, puts it into Floyd in about 12 minutes. That's this cell. We are seeing some intensification going on around the Smart area, right on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Let's look at our velocity. Pretty uniform. We don't see any twisting going on just yet. We can look up in the clouds. That A and B, we're going to bisect that storm. And since we're using the storm closest to the radar, we can't look too high up. It's the cone of silence. But we do see some hail there at only about 5,000 feet off the ground. So there's probably some hail in here. Let's see. A lot of wind shear. Coming out of Floyd County and the Franklin County still. The storm near Newcastle also severe. Moving in the Roanoke as we promised, or not promised, but we gave you a little guesstimate there. Still nearing the Hollins area. Within the hour, this puts it at about 21 miles per hour, but it's actually developing faster than that. So go ahead and be taking your shelter. Folks in far southwest Virginia, from Bristol to Abington, Damascus, in the Saltville and Marion, Out of the Lebanon, Cleveland area and Honaker, we've got some strong storm activity here. No tornado warnings just yet, but we do have flash flood warnings now reissued. Dialing up the high resolution radar out of Floyd County. And we're going to have to put Christiansburg on our list of towns to watch. Manually tracking this, we'll put something 78 degrees over 72. We'll advance it through Fairlawn and Radford. Just on the north end of Radford, got a little bit of that one little cell. Now, if we look at our storm relative velocities, we'll be able to pinpoint if there are any areas of rotation in some of these storms. Now, the one that jumps out is the one that came out of West Virginia earlier that prompted the tornado warning around Alderson and Union. It's still holding together. Broad rotation. You can follow it down through here, just south of Paint Bank. That's why we have that yellow polygon for the severe thunderstorm warning to be in effect. It's continuing to move right now across Craig County. It's a pretty rural area, very mountainous area, but not immune to any tornadic development. What sometimes will happen is if there's an circulation like you see here, and it is weakening quite a bit, circulation's getting ripped apart by these mountains. Mountains don't protect you, but they can temporarily halt circulations at times. We could see this as it comes back down Salem Way in Glenver. That tube of air will elongate once again and things will cycle back up. So while it's not spinning awfully too much, we've got a lot of moisture, a lot of wind shear, and a lot of inertia from it spinning as it nears the Roanoke Valley area. So there's going to be some lightning, some probable hail in with this storm. We'll put the hail indication on here. Notice how much lightning is clustered right around that ice that you see there. Really jumped up here in the past couple of minutes. And notice some of these lightning bolts now in the Roanoke getting pretty close to the airport. You can get lightning out of the top of a cloud that can go out 8 to 20 miles ahead of the actual rainfall. In fact, most of the lightning is before and after the rainfall. But we could be looking at, I think, some hail suspended aloft anyway up in Craig County. And I'm looking a little bit higher up just to see. It's Craig there. It's Highway 311 near Abbott. Ton of rain falling. And now I'm going to look at all levels to see if I see any. So we go up to 11,000, 12,000 feet. We do have circulation still. And I know that sounds silly, but that's mid-level circulation. That's still valid circulation because what'll happen is it'll lower the pressure up underneath it if it wants to, if it's able to breathe once it gets into Roanoke County, and we could see this thing cycle back up. So northwest Roanoke County, be on guard. It's not spinning near the surface as much, but aloft up in the cloud, we're still seeing some spin. And that new red part there is a new fresh updraft. Right there, that little dot doesn't look like much, does it? But that's a new part of the storm that's developing, towering up into the sky. And it'll continue growing if it can survive that downsloping. These are cloud tops estimated by radar up at about 35,000 feet. We're seeing some back building. Let's put this in motion. Go back down to the surface again. Here's the one severe storm now nearing Ferrum, southwest Franklin County. You see probably some straight line wind. Looks like some gusty wind activity with that. Now, because it's orthogonal to the radar, this is radial velocity. So there's a little 180 right there where you don't see any red or green. That's because it's at a right angle of to the radar, the wind is. But within this brighter green that you see coming out of Pulaski, right there, that's about 35-mile-per-hour winds between Reiner and Floyd near the pumpkin patch. That's actually going up to 50 now. So that warning is legit. And if I move up on my radar beam here, I still see that 50 to 55-mile-per-hour wind. That's the overshooting top you see with that and all the lightning with it. Here it comes right out of Dublin into Floyd County, southwest Franklin County right now. And that's a nasty looking overshooting top right there. Bear with me here as I go through. I'm going to show you some enhancement here. Floyd County, southwest Franklin County, Ferrum need to be taking shelter, if not just for the lightning alone. And the problem is behind these storms, there is some drier air aloft that's coming down, and that is allowing some of this hail to develop. So this is a different way of looking at it. The pink and the violet are the higher cloud tops, and you can see the overshooting tops. Look how the wind's out of the southwest at the surface. It's like the higher cloud tops are just now coming out of West Virginia into Craig County, blowing some of those anvil where the updraft hits the top of the troposphere. It spreads out through Roanoke and the Rocky Mountain, and those crispy, hard-edged updrafts. That's a sign of a billowing storm. That's a billowing cloud in the sky seen from space. All the conspiracy theories that think we make this stuff up. You can look outside and see it nearing the Floyd area, also Ferrum. So that's a double-headed severe storm. And still right now near the Newcastle area, there's a cell. And in fact, that cell is on the northern edge of the polygon. There may be a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for Fincastle and Cloverdale just based on satellite from that towering part of the cell that's now jumping out of the polygon. You can get that sometimes. Now, just outside of the area in the Stanton and Verona, we've got another cell heading in here. One of our first hail reports, 1.3 inches, 1 mile southwest of Musto in Highland County. And much higher cloud tops back here across southwest Virginia. So as bad as it is here, it's even worse in terms of cloud top potential and lightning potential out across southwest Virginia. We'll put the radar on and we'll animate it all together and again give you an idea of what's happening. Danville, Martinsville, Patrick County, Sparta, Mount Airy, Grayson County next in line for these storms. Watch out Roanoke because this is going to move in very soon. It's going to cross out of Craig County and the Roanoke County, and we could see either a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning with that one. I'm going to save my voice. I'll hop on with the next warning. Watch out, Nelson County, too, by the way. That's a nasty looking cell. That's a lot of lightning right there coming out of Augusta County, about to cross into Nelson County and Arrington. Stay weather aware, folks.